What's up guys, today I'm going to show you how to do these 3 freeze frame transitions that you need to add to your next music video. Now let's get straight into it. Alright, so the first effect I'm going to show you how to do is a flickering freeze frame transition. So we have our clip right there that transitions into another clip. So the first thing we're going to do is go to that frame where the clip separates. Select the second clip. We're going to Command D to duplicate. Now what we're going to do is right click, time, do freeze frame. And then we're going to make it 1 frame long. Now we're going to go in Rotos Scope. So if you have your resolution to 1/4, I suggest putting it to full for better results. Now we're going to double click. And now we're going to select the roto brush tool. And we're just going to go around our first subject right here. If you don't want a certain area, it's the same principle. Just select Option or Alt and remove it, just like that. And I also suggest putting the quality to best. I'll see you guys when I'm done. All right, so when you're done, you can just go and freeze that frame. Then let's go back into the composition. Now what we're gonna do is pre-compose this layer and we'll just call it freeze 1. And now the last step to getting our freeze frame, we're gonna right click, do time and do freeze frame again. Now let's just slide it a bit to the left. That way we get this frame that we can play with until it appears at the second clip. Now we're going to animate it mostly by making it flash. So we're going to apply the exposure effect. We're going to add the first keyframe in the beginning and scale this to something like this, something like 4. Then the frame after, we're going to make it 0. The other one, 2. And then we're going to make it 0 at the end. We should get something like this. So it's definitely missing something. So we're going to add some glow to it as well. You can add your glow. Let's make the intensity something like 0.8 at the beginning, 0.4, another big flash right here. Then let's make it 0 at the end. So now we get this flash effect that's much better. Now we're gonna do the same principle with the guy next to him. Just follow the same process. I'll see you guys when that's done. I just got done doing the exact same process with the other subject and now we're getting something like this. And then to really add energy to our scene, we're gonna add a shake. I am going to use my shake pack for After Effects. I'm just gonna look up my shake pack right here. And one of my favorite ones is definitely RGB Warp. I'm just gonna drag and drop it right there. Actually, I think the beat drops right here. So I really like this one. There are so many. We just drag vertical hit right there. Now we get this clean hit. I honestly use these a lot because the process of just creating shakes and stuff can be a bit overwhelming and just takes a long time, so it just makes the whole process way easier that way. Also, what I like to do is when the frames come in right there so that we can see them better, I like blurring the background as well. We're gonna go and look up Gaussian blur, apply it to our layer, and then a few frames before we're gonna keyframe the blurriness from 0 to 70. So now we get this as our final result. The second transition I'm going to teach you is a mask cutout type of transition. It looks very nice and once again, it's pretty easy to do. Let's get it. Alright, so once again, when the clip is being cut, we're going to do once again Command D and do the same process we did before. So time, freeze frame, make it 1 frame long and then double click to rotoscope it. Then we're just gonna select our character. If you want to see what your rotoscope looks like, you can go up to there and toggle alpha boundary. And then you'll see, indeed, I was missing something. We're gonna do Alt Delete, remove those, and then we're gonna play with the feathering a little bit. Then we can increase reduce chatter. Now let's freeze our subject. Now that that's done, we're gonna pre-compose our subject. I used Shift C. Let's call it freeze. And then once again, freeze frame it. We can slide it a couple frames to the left, only keep that part to the left. We're also gonna put it above the other layer. All right, now we can start creating our cutout mask. So we're gonna do a new mask every 2 frames. So we're gonna do Command to the right, make a new one, Command to the right, make a new one. Let's make another one right there so that we get 4 frames. We're gonna select G to create a mask. And then we're just gonna do shapes like these so that it looks a bit like a cutout mask. When we have the first one done, we're just gonna go to the second one. Then we're just gonna go a little more up, so on and so forth. And then the last one, maybe just cut out his head. So now we get this. To add a bit more depth to the effect, we're gonna add a drop shadow to each frame. We're gonna add a drop shadow effect. Let's add it to this layer. we're gonna make the direction upwards, increase the opacity, increase the distance, and the softness as well. Now we can copy it, Command C, and paste it to our other layers. Now we get this effect. Then the last step, I'm just gonna add a shake. Let's try side whoosh. That's fire. That was it for a second effect. Let's have a look at it one more time. Lastly, I'm going to show you how to do a smooth clone transition where the subject slides in from under. Let's get straight into it. Now this time we're going to take it up a notch. We're actually going to go from this clip to this clip. So it's going to cut right there, but we're going to start rotoscoping this layer right here a few frames before. That way we can transition into it. So let's say we're going to rotoscope until right there. We can also duplicate it. This will be called background. This one will be called roto and first clip. All right, let's go into this one. We're just gonna rotoscope all of this right here. I'll see you guys when I'm done. Now when you're done, you should have this roto brush right here. So now let's make the magic happen. So for the background, I'm gonna put the opacity to 0 and then keyframe it to 100% here. So that way we already have this effect. Then let's keyframe this at the starting position. Let's go to the beginning and we can decrease it right here. Make sure that the motion blur, make sure that this is turned on. This is for the motion blur. Now let's ease our keyframes and go into the graph editor. Let's select this and make your graph something like this so that it comes in smooth. Now what we're gonna do is duplicate that rotoscope layer, and the one under, we're gonna slide it 2 frames to the left and cut it. And then the one that starts first, we're gonna add a invert effect to it. And then we should have this. Now we can do like before and add a Gaussian blur effect. And now lastly, I'm pretty sure you guessed it, we're gonna add a shake. These 20 plus presets will be available down below if you guys wanna go get that. So that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if it brought you any value, please consider subscribing. And please let me know in the comments what type of tutorials you would like me to cover next. I'll see you guys soon. And if you still feel like learning, go watch this. Peace.